So, welcome to this daily digital micro webinar on more Teams tips and tricks. My name is Victoria O'Keefe and I'm a digital skills developer. And in this session, I'm going to demonstrate even more useful features in Teams, including changing your background, live captioning, transcriptions, how to bookmark or save a message, pin and format messages. And then finally, we'll just take a quick look at meeting options. So turning off the mics and looking at the audio. So to start, I'm going to change the background in Teams. It's something really easy that you can do. So I'm just going to drag over my window and you can see the transcript is here. I'll just quickly turn that off. Basically, anything that you want to do, you can go up to more and click on the three dots or the ellipsis, and you've got lots of options here. And I'm going to select apply background effects. Now, you might have seen this before. You might have blurred your background or just changed it to one of the ones which are already there. But if you want to change it to maybe a Cardiff Met background, or maybe you're working for a company, or you're on a specific project and you want to make your background look bespoke and really professional, all you need to do is just click on Add New, and it gives you the image requirements, so the min and maximum sizes, the file types that you can upload, and the aspect ratio. So when you click on Add New, you can go into your files and you can find a file and select it. And then that image will appear at the bottom of your list. And you can click on the image and you can choose preview just to see how it looks. And you can see it's changed behind me. So that's a really big daily digital background. And if I wanted to change it, I can just apply that change. So it's really simple. Add new, find the background. I mean, you could be working on an away day or a conference and you can have the logo there. So I'm just going to change mine back to, just going to go with this one. And you can stop the preview if you want to. So that's one of the things that you can do, which I find really useful. And something else that you might want to do is go up to more again, and you can have a look at the live captioning. And you can turn on the live captions. This is really useful if you can't hear the speaker. Maybe you've got the volume turned off if you can't listen. Maybe if the audio is not very clear, or if somebody's talking in a language you're not very familiar with, you can turn on the live captions. Now it takes my name, and whoever's talking, it will take their name as well. You can turn off the live captions by going back up to the ellipsis, and you can turn it off from the list. The one thing to remember is the live captions aren't saved at all. So they're not saved anywhere in the meeting afterwards. As soon as the meeting finishes, then the captions will disappear. Now, something else that we can do is to use the transcripts. Maybe you have to take notes in the meeting and you're not concentrating on the meeting because you're writing the notes. Or maybe you've missed a session and you just wanted to go to a specific area just to read that information. So the meeting organizer can decide if the transcript is available. So they might not want a transcript to be available, but again, you go up to the ellipsis and you would allow the transcription. And so I can stop it here and I can click on show, and everything that I say will appear here. Now, once the meeting has stopped recording, so it has to be recorded, you can go into the meeting, and I'm just going to drag another screen over, and I'm just going to show you, here's a transcript here, but if I just go to the advanced MOS, which I ran in the week, so this was the induction session. At the end of the meeting, we had the attendance report, the meeting recording and the transcript. So I can click on the transcript and I can view it here, but I can also download it. So the most useful format for me would be to download it as a Word document, or there is the video text track that you can download. But if I just choose download and then open that up, just so you can see it. The great thing is I can enable editing and I can use Control and F and I can search for a specific part of the recording, or if I knew what time I'm looking for, then I can go back and access it there. If I was taking notes, I could go in and I could delete the notes that I don't need and make them bespoke for my needs. So that's the transcript. Something else that you can do is go to portal.office.com and log in with your Cardiff Met username and password. And you can go, see, it waits until I'm delivering a live session. Ask me to sign in again. So I'm just approving this sign in. So I can find it on stream. And on the right-hand side, I'll be able to see the transcript there as well. So hopefully it lets me in quickly. Yes. So I can click on the dots or the waffle and I can choose stream. And this is where my recordings are saved. And if I go to my advanced office recording, on the right-hand side, you can see the transcript. And I can search for specific words, and I can choose to edit a certain area by clicking on edit the transcript, and I can make the changes and save them. So that's something extra that I can do. If I close this, something else that I wanted to show you is formatting messages. So I can click on new conversation, and if I just zoom in, the first icon here will allow me to format my message. Now, if you've got a chat and you've got lots of conversations in there, you might want your chat to stand out. So I can click on this format message and I can add a subject so it really stands out from the others. I can decide if this is just a new conversation or an announcement so everyone in the channel will receive it. I can choose to allow everyone to reply or decide not to, and I can decide which channel it can be posted in. And the great thing about this is that you can use bold, italic, underline. You can attach files by using the toolbar underneath. So that's a great way to format a message. And if you have a message that you think is really important and maybe you're in the middle of teaching or you're in a meeting and you think, I really mustn't forget that, then you can go to the message. I just click here so you can see, I'll go by here. So somebody sent me a message and there we go. What I can do is hover, click on the three dots and the ellipsis, and I can save this message. So this is just a random message I've saved. And up by my profile picture, I can click and choose saved. And then on the left-hand side of my screen, all the messages I've saved will appear. So I'll know to action them. And once I've actioned the message, I can just click and it will disappear. Something that's really useful as well is that you can go back up and you can pin a message and it will appear at the top of the channel. So that's something that's really useful if your team are working on something and everyone in the channel will be able to see that pin. And there are lots of different shortcuts which are available within Teams, and you can use the control key and the full stop. and it will bring up all of the keyboard shortcuts for you. Okay, so that can be really useful if you're in meetings and you just want to use a shortcut key. So the control key, keep that pressed down and just press the full stop once. There we go. So I'm just going to go back into my daily digital team and just going to delete that message. And you might want to go in and change the options of people's mics. So for this session, we normally mute the mics and turn off the audio. And to do that, we go up to the ellipsis again and we go to meeting options. Now, this can be done before the meeting begins. And if you don't want anyone to speak or their cameras to be on, then you can just deselect allow cameras for attendees and allow mics as well. You can also do this by going up to people. You can see they're all switched off at the moment, but if they weren't and maybe somebody accidentally switched their microphone on and it was disturbing the meeting, then you can, as the meeting organizer, switch them off from here. So that's the end of my presentation. So I'm going to go into meeting options and I'm going to allow your microphones and allow your cameras, and always make sure that you save the changes. And I'm just going to stop the recording and there'll be time for any questions.